To me, my X-Men.
All right, before they start trying to copyright strike us. What's up, y'all? This your boy Mar. This is my first actual recap review that I'm doing. Um, this is to X-Men 97, the series that's out right now on Disney Plus. Go check it out right now if you guys haven't. Come back to this video, watch my recap, because I'm not doing no spoiler free nothing. This is gonna be straight up. I'm getting into all the good stuff. So if y'all don't want to be spoiled, uh go ahead, click off, go to Disney Plus, watch the episode, and come on right back. Now that you've been pre-warned, um yeah, let's get into this little debut of the spin-off sequel series to X-Men the animated series. All right, y'all. So, um for those that watched my reactions to the trailer, you guys probably already know that I have been real torn about my perspective on this series. Um I'm not gonna lie to you. I really didn't feel that they should have brought this X-Men cartoon back. I don't know. I've been feeling like a lot of studios lately, Disney's probably like led the charge on this, but I feel like too many studios, have been relying on nostalgia to bring us in, to get that quick sense of excitement, and then afterwards it's whatever. Or you nostalgia bait us and the content is mid. Oh, so going into this, I felt like X-Men 97 is the show. X-Men the animated series. Man, I keep getting it switched up, bro. It's pretty much the same thing. I felt like X-Men the animated series was a show that closed on a good note. Um, it was left open for them to do something new, or they could just kept it off like they did. It was a great show, especially for its time. One of the most talked about X-Men shows, actually. Um, but I feel like the X-Men are also one of those things that are so generational generational. Excuse me. See, I told y'all in the intro video, I can't really talk like that, so bear with me. I'm learning. Um, Now I feel like the X-Men could be a little generational, and I feel like it's cool to see a slightly different incarnation of the X-Men per generation, touch upon things that the previous one didn't do, always make something different. One thing I loved about X-Men Evolution was that it was so drastically different than X-Men the animated series. The X-Men were younger, but they didn't lose any of the traits that made them who they were, if that makes sense. You know, Cyclops still felt like Cyclops. Of course, he was a younger Cyclops, but you got a lot of great character moments in that show that shows things that they're trying to overcome, as well as dealing with being mutants and being exposed, like what happened towards the end of season 2. Uh, Wolverine and X-Men, that was another great show. Yes, it was heavily Wolverine focused, of course. His name is in the title of the show. But I felt like the team, the story that they did, the way they did it, again, it just fit that time and it worked, and it was something different than Evolution as well as X-Men the animated series. Now, knowing that the original team was coming back, I knew this will be a good show. I didn't have any doubts about that, but I am skeptical to where this will bring. I guess I want the X-Men to be very successful in the MCU, and for years the X-Men has really done this back and forth game with the fan base. It's very Aaliyah. It's very 1 minute something's good, the next minute something might be trash. Then you got Wolverine and X-Men that was good. Then studio politics crashed that. Then the X-Men comics were going. Then they kind of pushed them aside for a while. Then they brought them back. And then the Fox X movies, you have First Class and Days of Future Past, which were really great. Then you had Apocalypse, which but then you had Logan, but then you had Dark Phoenix, and I don't think I need to get into Dark Phoenix, let alone New Mutants. Oh, that was horrible. That was worse than like a CW film, bro. Like, I don't know what was going on with that, but we ain't gonna go there. But moral of the story is every generation has had their own version of the X-Men, whether it was the Ultimate, the Extreme, the X Factor, which was a great team, Generation X. You had I can't think of the team, but they were the New Mutants, and they had Surge and Helion first appear. It was just so many of them. You got the Krakoa story now. Um, I would just like to see a brand new take on the X-Men, um, in general, and that was my original complaint about X-Men 97. But with all that out the way, X-Men 97 is a hit. I don't care what anybody says. It was hitting. I can't wait for episode 3. The first 2 episodes, it just felt like nostalgia. Ironically, I was just complaining about it, but it still felt good. I can't even lie. Seeing the extraness of Storm, who they made so badass. You guys got to go check it out. Cyclops is the leader that we really been wanting to see for years now, and it's been pushed aside constantly. But now we get to see him take center focus and be that boss that we know he could be. Jean being pregnant, if that's really Jean. I love how episode 2 left us off on that cliffhanger. Yeah, man, I can't even lie. X-Men 97 is lit. The artwork, the animation, the fluidity of a lot of the fight scenes really, really worked. Still making it very 90s feel, but you could definitely tell this is like a modern take, but it still works. I am curious with the birth of dun 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 Nathan Summers. I wonder if we're going to do more time traveling arcs in future seasons, and if that will be a way to focus on a slightly new version of X-Men, because the future of 97 is our today, the 2020s. So it will be interesting to see how all that plays a factor into what's going on. But yes, this show was great. Episode 1 was a great start. We get a good introduction into Sunspot. I can't think of his actual name. What is it, Roberto? One of y'all let me know in the comments. But Sunspot was a cool character. He's had very little shine in most media as of late, but he's been a great character. What else? What else? Um, Storm. Well, let me get to that. So we get the introduction to Sunspot. Jean is pregnant. It's been a year since Xavier died, but we all know, if you watch the last episode, the original series, he actually went away with Lilandra in the Shi'ar Empire to get better. Um, but Scott is now in charge. He's about to be a father, and he's trying to figure out how does he go on. Professor X was such a big part of his life. It was like a father to him. So he is the real X-Men, man. Like, Scott is so dope. And if y'all get the chance to check out Sage's Reign, he's a great person who breaks down character um aspects or characterizations of certain comic book characters or anime characters, and he just did one recently about Cyclops, and I seen a piece of it and it was amazing. So go check him out. Um but they just did a great job. The twist at the first episode with Magneto now leading the X-Men, and that goes into episode 2, which is very Magneto centric. You get to see him against the UN, um, being held up in court for crimes against humanity. um, and of course, you have the Executioner who comes after them, and man, Storm, she got hit trying to save Magneto, and she went down, and right now she has no powers. I actually just found out recently that was actually a comic book storyline from like the 80s where she lost her powers temporarily. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Storm. We know she's come back at the end of the season being a mutant. At least they better. I love her. Extra and all. It's great seeing Bishop part of the team. I love Bishop. He's so dope. I hope he gets a lot of great shine. And at the end of episode 2, we got to see Madeline Pryor or Jean Grey. There's 2 Jean Greys right now. In the comic books, Nathan Summers' mother is actually Madeline Pryor, who is a clone of Jean Grey. So right now, we don't know if that's the angle they're going to take or if they're going to do something else. You know, it's a adaptation, so you never know. They don't have to do exactly what the comics did, but they're going to make their own continuity, and I'm excited to see what that's going to be. As of right now, the show is great. The voice acting is amazing. They haven't missed a beat. If anything, got better. I love the character dynamics between Jubilee and Sunspot being the younger heads of the group. Wolverine, of course, still Wolverine. Cyclops is grade A, one of the best characters. Magneto's very interesting. And speaking of Magneto, what's up with this thing with him and Rogue? Kind of weird to me, but I guess we'll see where that goes. And yeah, man, I'm gonna come back, I guess, either every episode or every couple episodes, but I'm gonna definitely talk about this show. I love it. I'm a big X-Men fan since I was a child, so yeah, man, let me know what you guys think. Anywho, like, subscribe, share this video, and stay tuned, man. More X-Men 97 stuff coming real soon. Peace.